This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at Nissin cup noodles, soy sauce shrimps, peppery shoyu soup. Apparently has got the Asian blast. It's a rainy Sunday afternoon right now. You maybe are going to see this video on a Monday, but yeah, currently the Formula 1 Belgian Grand Prix has been stopped and ended prematurely, which was saddening, but I want to end this Sunday on a positive note, on a high note, and therefore, of course, I am going to try out cup noodles. What an exotic, exquisite piece of fast cuisine. Lovely. Pause if you want to read any of those. I'm going to zoom out here real quick and open this up. I think they say we should open this halfway, not all the way. We can see right here. It looks a bit like a shrimp. Like a krabbe. Not very all that in. It isn't all that exciting, but yeah, there is something that looks like a crab, a little one. Then we've got the noodles right there. We've got some sort of flavoring here, some powder. This looks like carrots, maybe. We've got some corn, and we've got more of that stuff. And you can see right here, it really falls apart quite well. Let me see what this tastes like. It tastes like really weird crisps. Yeah, maybe a bit more crab-like. I don't really know how to describe it. It tastes a lot like the stuff that the powder that's left when you have eaten all the crisps or the chips, depending on the country you're in right now, and you just take your finger and wet it on your mouth and take up all that lovely powder. So I'm gonna get some water boiled and we'll get this prepared and be back with you in just a second. Okay, about 4 minutes and 30 seconds have passed since I filled some hot water into this cup right here. See, I even followed the instructions and left it only halfway open, this thing. It looks, well, a bit boring, I've got to admit. Filled it up to the line right here, could barely see it. I did have to push it down a little bit to achieve that. Something that I do find interesting is the cup that this is in. We do not really have this kind of like textured, nice and textured cup right here. These fancier ones in Germany usually, I do not see them at the shops. I actually bought this right here on Amazon. Yeah, I think it was €1.09 that I paid for it. I'm not entirely sure. I also do not know for how long I shall do this right here. It's lovely though, right under the lamp this is right here, and I can see the steam going up beautifully. Maybe I should have shown you the expiry date for this so that you can see if you've got the same like production palette. I've got to admit though, I'm not man enough to flip over this cup right now and pour steaming hot water over my chubby fingers. Just not man enough for that. Alright, let's try to take some of this sauce right here, because we have to get rid of some of the water. It looks like regular vegetable broth, a bit dark in the middle. Well, it's not dark in the middle, it's just that there's more of that in there, and some sort of, it actually looks like just vegetable broth. Yeah, nothing exciting after all, is there? It's still quite hot. Yeah. All right, the consumption process has to wait for a little bit. I would say. Almost burned my tongue right now. Something that is interesting though is that this is one of those 3 like crab shrimp pieces that we saw at the very beginning. I didn't see any more of them. The other one has kind of vanished. I mean, I broke it apart just a little bit, but I have not seen it since. I don't know where it went. Maybe it found its way back into the sea. I don't know. So something I should do, I think. Oh no. Is to take some of this ramen. I almost said pasta. mean, ramen is just pasta excuse, right? Take some of this and gonna give this a little taste test. I do not think that it tastes of much though. And I was kind of right, yeah. It tastes like regular ramen and nothing to it. We've got a few like, you know, vegetable pieces right here. A few grass pieces on what it looks like. And taste-wise it's vegetable broth. I do not know if this is supposed to be it, but that peppery stuff doesn't really taste all that peppery to me. And the shrimps, I mean, we saw two small shrimp-ish things. That's really it. This right here is just ramen with vegetable broth, it seems. That's also something that I really dislike about eating stuff like ramen in these hot cups. It's just that you never really know when it's like ready to eat. Hotness wise, it's always too hot. It's steaming still right now, but when you leave the ramen up here for a minute, half a minute, it's cold. No, I really must say that I'm more of a pasta person. Because unfortunately, like this right here, this is just now like carrot pieces or what this is. And the noodles themselves, they don't hold any kind of flavor. It's just a tiny bit of veggie broth flavor, but don't really have to buy a cup for that. Those cubes are a lot more cheap. Interestingly, I bought some, I don't know if it was Lidl or Aldi. I bought some actual Chinese, made in China, noodles before. I do not know if it's ramen when it's from China or if it only is ramen when it's from Japan. I've got no idea about that stuff, but they actually, they smelled and tasted like Knete. The word is on the screen right now. They looked like it, kind of, when prepared, and they tasted very plasticky as well. That was the last time, before the previous cup of this, of another flavor, that I had those Asian noodles. Kind of lost the appetite for those after it. Alright, I think I'm at the stage at which I will just, you know, eat this off camera, because this is taking way too long. Uneventful, it's taking too long. And I'll eat this off camera now, do the entire consumption process without you, and I'll be back with you and the rating sheet in just a second for you. Okay, the consumption process is complete, and I think we are ready to jump into the final review and the rating. First impression was, I don't know, that odd little crab shrimp thingy at the very top that broke apart instantly. That didn't really make the picture look nicer from above, I've got to say. So overall, it didn't really look all that exciting. No, it didn't look awful, but it didn't look particularly good. So half a point in that regard. Color-wise, things have been fine. Especially when the entire thing was reconstituted with that hot water. The carrot pieces, I think there were carrot pieces. Those were nice and orange again. The green stuff was nice and green again. And actually those shrimp pieces, they looked more natural than I would have expected. That is interesting for certain. Consistency and texture-wise, I'm on the fence of giving half a point and 1 point. I think I'll give 1 point because, well, it's boring Asian noodles. Like there's nothing special to it. The noodles are boring. The shrimps themselves, they don't have any texture to them when they are reconstituted. They just crumble in your mouth and don't have anything to withstand the force of your teeth with. The veggies in here, yeah, I guess those are the regular, like, you know, gummy texture after they have been reconstituted, so they don't blow anything out of the water either. Yeah, I think 1 point is, yeah, it's alright in that category. It's certainly not a worse rating than there should be. Taste-wise, I'll give this a 3. Nothing special about it overall. It's ramen in, like, veggie broth with a bit of soy sauce in it. I do not know what the peppery stuff actually means. I always try not to read the ingredients lists because whenever I do that, I think I get affected by them and I imagine things that I don't really taste. I think that happens with a lot of people, so I just try to go into the product itself without knowing too much about it. And yeah, peppery stuff, I don't know. I don't know, that whole grainy stuff, that powdery stuff that, you know, remains at the bottom of it and always ends up in your mouth when you take the last spoonful of sauce or, you know, broth with you, and that makes you choke a little bit. Yeah, maybe there has been pepper in that, but it didn't taste like pepper in any other spoonful of shrimp juice. Theme realization wise, I also give half a point because the peppery stuff wasn't really there. They did put baby shrimps on there. Anyway, 6 out of 10 points is therefore the final rating of this cup noodles soy sauce shrimps packet. Bit of a boring video, and I've got to say that these cup noodles aren't really, you know, aren't really up for a fight against proper pasta on a rainy Sunday afternoon. Yeah, I do not really think they're cheap either. You can make a nice bowl of pasta for not much more and be actually done with eating for half a day. This right here doesn't really feed me, I'm afraid. And it's not that cheap anyway when you look at all the preparation cost and time you have to put into this, because they always say it's like only 3 minutes until it's ready, but it's not. You can't eat it that hard and it doesn't really cool down all that quickly, so you're always on the verge of burning your tongue, or at least I am. But maybe that's just because I am entirely incompetent. Anyway, if you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, bye bye.